Wilson. Garrett Wilson makes someone miss. Garrett Wilson's loose to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Breece Hall cuts up the middle. Breece Hall's loose. Breece Hall's gone. Breece Hall is gone. He walks into the end zone. Josh Allen fires it over the middle. Intercepted. Sauce Gardner picks off Allen. Sauce Gardner, let's go. The rookie picks off Josh Allen. Win it. Get ball. Oh my God. Drops back to pass. He fires it over the middle. Touchdown. Garrett Wilson. The New York Jets tie the football game. The rookie. The Jets win. The Jets win. Ashton Davis. Isis the King. Let's go. And Quinton Williams with the tackle for loss. That's a loss of 5 yards. Josh Allen is going to fire up a bomb. Josh Allen. Sauce Gardner's there for the game winner. The New York Jets beat the Buffalo Bills and improve to 6-3 on the year. Sauce Gardner. That's how we get on the ball, boys. Yeah. Yo, what is good, Jets Nation? Welcome back to Jets Media. We got the Jets and the Seahawks to talk about Sunday, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. The New York Jets will be facing off against the Seattle Seahawks. This is it, guys. This is it. We have gone into Week 17 with a big-time game. Meaningful games late in December. We've always wanted to be in this situation. We have failed on 4 straight meaningful games in December. But the good thing is, luckily around the NFL, the Jets have been gifted by other teams losing to help us out. And now, all of a sudden, the New York Jets have a chance to make the playoffs. But it all starts with taking care of their own business by getting the job done in Seattle, getting the first win in a month. As we all know, Mike White is back. Mike White will be the starting quarterback in this one. The New York Jets are pretty healthy right now. So the Jets right now with Mike White, I want to really break this down of how the Jets got to win this game. The keys to victory, the X factors, who needs to be on their A game, what the coaching staff needs to do. Because to be frank with you guys, the Jets have not been playing good football. And you could blame the quarterback all you want, but there's a lot of issues outside of the quarterback position. Mike White lost 2 games. Zach Wilson lost 2 games. That's a 4-game losing streak. And there's a lot of issues to talk about besides just Zach Wilson not playing good quarterback. The offensive line has been really bad in the run game. The offensive line has been terrible protecting the quarterback. The defense, they haven't been perfect, but they've been doing their job, in my opinion. So now we have a lot to talk about today, folks. So hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Please do me a gigantic favor and smash that thumbs up button on your way into the show. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And let's get the show started. Let's go. Hyped up, everybody. Hope you guys had a fantastic holiday weekend. We had New Year's this weekend. It's going to be a great time. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's hope that this is going to be a positive game for the likes of the New York Jets. Because if they lose, that's it. That's the season. If they win, the Patriots lose, we're going into Miami with a win-and-you're-in scenario. Even if the Jets win and the Patriots win, then we have to bank on the Buffalo Bills to beat the Patriots, and we have to beat the Miami Dolphins ourselves. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to break this all down with you guys. So please hit that thumbs up button, guys. Let's get into the chat. Let's see what you guys got cooking for me today. Go Jets from Richie, myself. Yes, sir. Richie, that intro's goated. Nobody gets more hype than you, bro. Yeah, I get hype, but I also get really sad when we lose. So I always rewatch that replay. I'm like, come on, I need that positive victory spirit, bro. It's been way too long since we've tasted victory, man. Way too long. You made me through the roundtable. Yeah, the roundtable was phenomenal last night. Make sure you guys check that out. Thoughts on the Tua situation for this week and next week? I hope the guy will be okay. Yeah, I mean, this is bigger than football we're talking about with the whole Tua situation. 2 or 3 concussions in the same season. We all know what happened with Tua early on in the year. You got to think about the person over the player, and you got to put the safety first because we saw what happens with head injuries for the long run of these football players' health. I don't know how the Dolphins are going to manage it. Obviously, Teddy Bridgewater is a capable starter, but the Dolphins have no wins this season without Tua Tagovailoa as their starter. So we'll see what happens on that front. If I'm being honest, I kind of feel like the Jets early. In the season was a potential fluke. Now, I personally don't think that the Jets season was a fluke because the defense and the running game was the big reasons why this Jets team was dominant. We were able to contain. I mean, we beat the Buffalo Bills, for God's sake. The Bills are the number 1 seed in the AFC. We did that with Zach Wilson. We did that with a dominant defense. We did that with a great running attack. We did that with turnover-free football. That shows that we have a coaching staff that knows what they're doing, and they're figuring it out. We go up against 4 high-powered offense in a row, and we lose all 4 of those games because our offense cannot keep up with theirs. I personally do not think it's a fluke. If Tua doesn't play, I think we will beat them. But so will the Pats. We'll see, man. We'll see. All I know is if the Patriots beat the Dolphins, we have to make sure the Bills are not resting their starters for their last game of the season. But before we get deeper into my flight preview, we're going to get into the X Factors. We're going to get into your thoughts about the game, some score predictions, all that beautiful stuff. Let's hear a quick word from the sponsor of the flight preview segment here in Jets Media, which is, of course, Prize Picks. Prize Picks has a great deal where you use my promo code Jets Media and you get 100% deposit match up to $100. You put $50 down, you get $50 of free bets. You put $10 down, you get $10 of free bets. Even $100 gets you $100 of free bets. Your boy's been pretty active on here. I'll show you guys my past entries. I haven't won that much recently. This one I was 2 off. I mean, look at my 6-leg parlay I did for that Thursday night game. Everything hit besides Garrett Wilson and Zach Wilson. I needed Zach Wilson to get 13 rushing yards, and of course he didn't do that before he went out. And I needed Garrett Wilson to get more than 55.5 receiving yards, and we all know that Zach Wilson was not passing the ball at all. So that I did get $10 back because the cool thing about Prize Picks is even if all 6 of your bets don't hit and you get 4 out of 6, you do get some money back, which is my personal favorite part of Prize Picks. But you look at the winnings back against the Minnesota Vikings. I put a $20 bet and I won $500 off $20. Now I got lucky, right? Because all of it hit. Garrett Wilson at 162 yards, Mike White 169 yards, Zonovan Knight 118 yards. Zerline had 5 field goals. I had the over on Kirk Cousins pass attempts. I had less on Hawkinson, so I won big here. So if you guys want to use the promo code Jets Media, download it today. Let me know in the chat if you guys signed up because I've been making good money over there on Prize Picks, and I know you guys will as well if you indeed use the promo code Jets Media. So again, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring Jets Media. Thank you. And I'm going to be making a parlay on Prize Picks for the Jets Seahawks game on Sunday before the game. So we will see about that. Hold on. My dog is knocking on my door. I got a letter, Rick. Come here. All right. Want to say hi, Soph? Say what up. Say hi. Let's say what up, Soph. Sophie says hi. Go lay down. Sorry about that. All right, so let's get into this preview, baby. First, I want to talk about keys to victory. Let's go. Keys to victory. First point I got. Set up run game with the pass. Now, what do I mean by this? You look at what was going wrong with the run game the last 2 weeks with Zach Wilson. A lot of it had to do with the opposing defenses stacking the box, daring the Jets to throw the football because they're not afraid of Zach. So they're like, all right, we're going to hone in on the run game. And we're not letting the Jets beat us on the ground. And the Jets were not able to run the ball at all. And luckily for the New York Jets, I feel like Mike White is going to be able to open up the pass game. We got Matt O'Leary in the chat. What up, Matt? What's up, Richie? It's Matt. Thought I'd tune in today's stream and say what's up. What's good, Matt? Is this actually Matt O'Leary? I think it is. Hope you're doing well, my man. Hope you're doing well. Come hop on the stream, Matt. Your invitation's open. But back to what I mean by set up run game with pass. If you guys remember, the Jets' running attack has been so freaking bad the last 2 weeks. And I think a lot of that has to do with the defenses were so content on stacking the box, daring Zach Wilson to throw. They're like, all right, we're going to stop the run and force the Jets to beat us through the air. So what the Jets have to do, in my opinion, they need to set up the run game with the pass. That means start airing it out early on 1st and 10. Pass the ball. Mike White has shown the ability to stretch the field, throw it over the middle, throw it to the seams, throw it to the sidelines, get the ball into rhythm, because then all of a sudden the defense is going to start respecting the passing attack, which is going to open up the run game. And it also starts with the offensive line as well, because the offensive line's not going to be able to do anything productive, right? It starts up front. If the offensive line cannot protect and establish a run game, that's where the issue lies. But I do think a lot of the struggles on the run game had to do with defenses honing in on the run. And I feel like Mike White is going to be a quarterback that opens up the defense, that allows Zonovan Knight, it allows Michael Carter to get going in the running game. Next point, feed Garrett Wilson. Oh my gosh, feed this man. When I saw Zach Wilson out there not giving Garrett Wilson the ball properly, seeing Garrett Wilson wide open over the middle and Zach sailing balls, I'm just so frustrated, man. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, oh my gosh, Garrett Wilson, like, he's way too talented to have a quarterback to not get on the ball consistently, man. Really, really bad. And feeding Garrett Wilson needs to be the number one game plan for me offensively. This man is the best player on offense. He is an explosive touchdown waiting to happen. He needs 10-plus targets, and you got to feed him. You absolutely got to feed him. And I'm going to go off topic because I see some people in the chat talking about CJ Mosley. Mosley has to go. Mosley is here because of McCagnon. Now, I'm going to have to defend CJ Mosley here. I don't understand the hate on CJ Mosley personally. I mean, I think this defense is not as good without CJ Mosley. And I think Jets fans need to realize how important CJ Mosley is to this defense. He is not a bad player. He's the captain of this defense. He's the heart and soul of this defense. Quinnen Williams is better than CJ. Sauce Gardner is better than DJ. You can argue DJ Reed, but CJ Mosley is the core of that defense. Has he had mistakes? Absolutely. Has he jumped off sides that cost us that game against the Bills? Yeah, you can argue that. Has he had some bad plays in coverage at times? Absolutely. But CJ Mosley is not no scrub. He's a Pro Bowler for a reason, guys. The fans didn't vote CJ Mosley in, by the way. The coaches and the players, who I think know football, they're the ones that voted CJ Mosley into the Pro Bowl. So all the defensive numbers that we have would not be, as a team, without CJ Mosley. Top 5 in tackles in the NFL, second in the AFC in tackles. I mean, listen. That 4th and inches play against the Lions, that was not CJ Mosley's guy. That was Quincy Williams. And CJ Mosley holds his team accountable. And I don't think you guys realize how important it is to have a middle linebacker that communicates and puts everybody in line with each other and holding his team accountable. I mean, it just rubs me the wrong way that some people hate on CJ. It's like, come on, man. He's the least of our issues on this team. If there's one person that Jets fans should be worried about, it's not CJ Mosley, in my opinion. And he's playing way younger than his age says. So I just had to defend my guy CJ Mosley because I see a lot of people hating on him, not even just right now, but on Twitter. And I get into debates about him. And it doesn't make sense to me personally. I think that without CJ Mosley, this defense is not as good as it's been. It really, really hasn't. Without CJ being the communicator and the leader, I mean, he anticipates everything that happens offensively on the other team. He studies. He knows what play is going to be called. He calls it out to his defensive players to anticipate what's coming. Like, that's the least of our issues is CJ Mosley. I promise you guys that. So let's get into the next key to victory. Better on first downs. Be better on first downs. Now, I think a big issue with our offense lately has been first downs. How many times have we seen the Jets have a tackle for loss on first down offensively, or a penalty, or a sack where it brings up second down and more than 10 yards? You are not going to be a successful, efficient offense if you cannot get positive yards on first down. You can't do that. Once in a while, okay, but it feels like these past couple of weeks, we've had a false start on first down. We've had a tackle for loss on first down. We've had a sack on first down. This is a big-time efficient thing. Now, I feel like we've been bad on first down more with Zach Wilson than Mike White. And I think a lot of it has to do with the defenses stacking the box because they're not afraid of Zach's arm. So we try to run the ball, and the defense is all committed to the run. And when you're committed to the run and then the offense runs the ball, it's hard to run the ball. And that's been the issue, right? As bad as Zach Wilson has been, there's a lot of things around the quarterback position that needs to be playing better football if we want to start winning football games and make the playoffs. It's that simple. So be better on first down. Pick up 3 or 4 yards. Make it 2nd and 7. Make it 2nd and 6. Maybe make it 2nd and short. Hey, why don't we take a shot down the field on first down and get a first down on first down? We need to start getting this offense into a rhythm early, and I got confidence in them to be able to do that. And it's on Mike LaFleur as well. When he sees a defensive look, you can't call it to – it's up to Mike LaFleur. It starts it with him, goes down to the quarterback, and then everybody around the quarterback. So be better on first down is a big-time key. Win in the trenches. Now, you can say this for every single game, but the identity that Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas have been trying to establish here with the New York Jets is win in the trenches on both sides of the football. Can we be able to stop the run versus Walker? Walker is a very good running back. He's a rookie. He is hard to bring down. He can make people miss in the open field. So that's a player that we absolutely need to hone in on. And you also need to get pressure on Geno Smith because Geno Smith is a Pro Bowler this year, and he's got DK Metcalf to throw the ball. He's efficient, Geno Smith. He shows his athleticism. So you need to be able to get pressure on Geno and don't let him get comfortable in the pocket. So I'm looking at you, Quinnen Williams, Carl Lawson, Jermaine Johnson, John Franklin Myers, the big fellas up front. Contain Kenny Walker. Get to Geno Smith. Now, how can we contain DK Metcalf? That's a good question. Well, we so happen to have the defensive rookie of the year on our side in Sauce Gardner, who can match up pretty well physically with DK. Now, DK is a very good wide receiver. I have nothing but respect for him. He was one of my favorite prospects coming out of college in a long time. And I really wanted the Jets to draft him in that draft, by the way. And I think this is going to be a big test for Sauce because he went up against Justin Jefferson. He went up against Diggs twice. He went up against Tyreek. He went up against Jamar Chase. Sauce has went up against every single good receiver that you can name. But DK is a different animal in terms of his physical qualities. He's got all the physical gifts. I mean, 6'4". He's huge. He can box you out. So this is going to be a big test for Sauce and, of course, DJ Reed. And the Jets have not given up one 100-yard receiver since week 4 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets defense has not given up one 300-plus yard passing quarterback once this entire season. So the Jets defense has been doing a great job all season long against the pass. And I got confidence that will continue. I'm pretty sure Tyler Lockett's still out, if I'm not mistaken. So bracket DK Metcalf. Do not allow him to torch us deep. Don't allow him to get hot. And stop the run against Kenny Walker. Now, special teams I think is a really big key here, because you want to go back to that 4-game winning streak. We were one of the best special teams units in the league at that point. We were pinning people deep on punts. We were hitting all of our field goals. We were doing fake punts. We were great against the punt, right? Punt coverage, kickoff coverage. We were blocking punts for touchdowns. That is a big piece of this team. We formulated an identity on this team when we were at 7-4 at one point, and that was with running the ball, playing defense, and winning on special teams. And that's supposed to be the 3 consistent pieces to this organization that has been missing recently. We are not going to be a team to be reckoned with if we're not consistent in those 3 areas: running the football, playing quality defense, and winning on special teams. It sounds simple, but in reality, if you're not consistent in those 3 areas, you're not going to be able to be a consistent winning organization. Because the best thing about those 3 factors, guys, is the elements doesn't affect it. The weather doesn't matter if you're in a blizzard. Doesn't matter if you're in a rainy day. Because again, if you're running the ball and playing good defense and winning on special teams, you can do all 3 of those efficiently in bad weather. So the Jets got to get back to that. They got to get back to the special teams. They've been struggling on special teams. I'm looking at you, Braxton Berrios, as well. Last year, Berrios was an all-pro. This year, he's a Pro Bowl alternate, and I know some people don't think he deserves it. And I think Braxton Berrios, and it also comes down to, the punt coverage blocking and kick return blocking, but we need Berrios to break one free. We kind of need our defense and our special teams to help out our offense a little bit. Put our offense in good scenarios. Give our offense good field position. I mean, field position is such an important piece to football. And it feels like we've been losing the field position battle for a while now. And the way you win the field position battle is on special teams and on defense. So, can they do that? Can they get back to their special teams ways? Brant Boyer, you look like a great special teams coordinator throughout the first 10 games, and now you've been kind of, regressing a little bit. So, let's go. You're giving up 2 punt returns for a touchdown. Braden Mann's got to be good, but we got to get back to it. Now let's get to the Jets X Factors. I got Mike White, Garrett Wilson, Zonovan Knight, the entire offensive line, Sauce, and Quinnen. Now let's start off with Mike White. Mike White's the obvious one. It starts with the quarterback. You got to play efficient football. You got to play turnover-free ball. You got to put the ball in the playmaker's hands. You got to score touchdowns. Can we please score touchdowns? Enough of these red zone opportunities that result in 3 points. If you get in the red zone, capitalize. Score touchdowns. I don't care if it's with Mike White's arm. I don't care if it's through the ground. You got to get in the end zone, and it starts with Mike White. Mike White showed in his first game this season against a terrible Chicago Bears team that he could get the ball in the end zone. 3 touchdown passes. 2 to Garrett Wilson, 1 to Elijah Moore. The next 2 weeks, against the Vikings and the Bills, Mike White had a lot of yards, but he wasn't able to find the end zone. So that starts with Mike White. Find the end zone. Get the ball in the end zone. Get those 6-7 points. Garrett Wilson, he's going to be an X factor because he is our weapon. He is our secret key to the offense. You give Garrett Wilson the ball in space. He's a player that can make a play in the open field, juke people out of their shoes. He's a home run hitter waiting to happen. Talk about Breece Hall being a home run hitter. Well, Garrett Wilson is also a home run hitter. He needs 10-plus targets minimum, and he needs the ball in his hands because this kid, as a rookie, is doing stuff that we've never seen out of a Jets rookie receiver, ever. Better than Keyshawn Johnson, better than Wayne Corbett. This is the best rookie receiver the Jets have ever had. He is like 5 yards or something shy of 1,000 yards, and he needs to have a big-time game Because when Garrett Wilson gets fed the rock like he should be all the time, the Jets offense flourishes. And we saw the Jets try to get him the ball against the Jacksonville Jaguars and wasn't able to do that because of Zach Wilson's ineptity to throw the ball properly. So I'm looking at you, Garrett. Let's go. It starts with Mike LaFleur to feed Garrett Wilson. Then it starts with Mike White to get him the ball accurately. And then, of course, it's up to Garrett Wilson to catch the balls, make people miss, and get the job done. Now, Zonovan Knight. Zonovan Knight has been really bad in the past 2 weeks. I think a lot of it has to do with the offensive line. A lot of it has to do with the defensive honing in on the run game. But Zonovan Knight has kind of regressed. He's an unrestricted free agent. He had a phenomenal first 3 games of his career, averaging around 90 yards at the line of scrimmage in those 3 games. But now he's regressed a little bit, starting running east and west instead of north and south. You got to be able to get back to that one-cut style violent runner up the hill. A lot of things about Bam Knight that a lot of Jets fans fell in love with in his game, he's kind of running away from. So it's up to Bam Knight to find the hole, and it starts with the offensive line. It does. You can't expect Bam Knight to do anything when he's getting touched behind the line of scrimmage before you even get to I mean, what are we doing here? Right? It's hard to really, talk about Zonovan Knight's struggles when you see this offensive line getting worked. Like when they do a handoff and Zonovan Knight has 2 defenders in the backfield, it's hard to really blame Zonovan. But there are some runs where you see holes open up and he's not hitting them. He needs to work on the vision. And for God's sakes, this kid is an undrafted free agent. So we miss Brees a lot. That's really what I'll have to say. Offensive line, that's an obvious one. In the run game and in the passing game, they need to be good. We've been pretty healthy recently, so the continuity is there. George Fant's there, Herbig, McGovern, Lincoln Tomlinson, Dwayne Brown. We've had a healthy 5, so the continuity factor can't be an excuse. Hey, we got a great donation. Thank you so much, my friend. Drip Sports. I'm a Jets fan from North Jersey, and I moved to South Jersey, and my friend says our defense is not good and trash, and are we quarterback away from playoffs, and also says Darius Slay is better than Sauce. Well, Drip Sports, first of all, thank you so much for the $10 donation, my man. It really does mean a lot to the channel. You have no idea. So thank you. Everybody give Drip Sports some dono hype in the chat. And our defense is not good. I mean, go look at the numbers. We went up against 4 top offenses in a row, and we've held all 4 of those offenses to less points than what they're averaging per game. Now, we lost those games not because of our defense, but because of our offense not being able to score points. Our defense is top 5 in total defense this season. We are top 5 in a scoring defense, and we are definitely a good defense. And the one thing I will say about our defense is Jets fans we're looking at our defense. We're putting our defense in such a high standard where now all of a sudden we're expecting excellence. We're expecting shutouts. We're expecting no touchdowns. We're expecting only field goals. We're expecting nothing short of less than 20 points. And when we give up some stuff, and listen, this defense is not perfect, right? Against the Jacksonville Jaguars, we gave up a 95-plus yard touchdown drive. We give up a lot of third downs. There's a lot of things that the Jets defense needs to fix. But can you name a defense that's better than the Jets in the league besides the 49ers? Darius Slay is better than Sauce? That's another part of your discussion. First of all, if there's an argument about a veteran, established Pro Bowl corner like Darius Slay that's better than a rookie, that tells you enough about how good Sauce Gardner is. That's it. Because if he thinks Darius Slay is better than Sauce now because he's so afraid of Sauce being good, the way I'll rebuttal to that, my man, is Sauce is a rookie. He is going to be 10 times better than Darius Slay in his prime if he's this good as a rookie. Case closed. Case closed. And Darius Slay is a very good football player, by the way. So that's my thoughts about the defense and Sauce Gardner. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you for the $10 donation again. It really does help out the channel a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Speaking of Sauce Gardner, he is my next X Factor because Sauce Gardner, he's going up against DK Metcalf, and we kind of talked about this matchup early on, And obviously, it's not just Sauce. It's going to be DJ Reed. It's going to be the entire secondary. But Sauce Gardner has been playing so freaking well. The ball's barely going his way. He gave up one catch against the Jaguars, which was a simple drag route on Evan Ingram for 23 yards. And I see people on Twitter like, oh, Sauce sucks. You gave up a catch. Bro, if we have people on Twitter posting every single time Sauce Gardner gives up a catch, that tells you enough about how good Sauce is, okay? It's that simple. Especially when it's a dragging route, when there's a pick over the middle. I mean, how do you defend a drag route? That's one of the hardest routes to cover in man coverage when there's a pick coming over the middle. So Sauce, he needs to have one of his best games, right? First of all, I didn't really mention this, but it's the Sauce Gardner versus Tariq Woolen game. We know that the Seahawks fans are passionate about their young corner, which they should be in Tariq Woolen. I kind of hate that there is a rivalry between it, and I wish that Jets fans and Seahawks fans can just appreciate what we have and stop debating, oh, Tariq Woolen's better, Sauce is better. Who cares who's better? They're both studs, okay? Tariq Woolen is a very good player, a steal of the draft in the 5th round. Sauce is living up to the 4th overall pick hype and playing like the best corner in football as a rookie. That is awesome. So Sauce has to be on his A game. He needs to have one of his best games of the season. Can he get an interception? That would be cool. Sauce is due for an interception. He has 2 picks this season. Both of them came against division rivals, the Dolphins and the Bills. So let's see Sauce get his 3rd pick of the year, man. So, Sauce, baby. Now, the final one is definitely Quinnen Williams, because Quinnen Williams, I mean, we felt his presence immediately. He's out against the Lions. We don't get 1 sack against the Lions. He comes back, and on the first freaking drive against the Jaguars, strip sack. 12 sacks for Quinnen. Dominance. So, Quinnen Williams, I know it's hard to really say, but you're the best D tackle in football, arguably, and we're at this point of the season. These are the types of games where our star players needs to step up and play their best football they've ever played in their lives. Like, this is one of those games where we need Quinnen to be, like, absolutely at his top tier. Wrecking plays, sacking Geno Smith, stuffing runs, creating turnovers, creating pressure, forcing Geno Smith out of the pocket, which will cause a sack by somebody else, right? This is one of those games. This game and against the Dolphins, it's all about our star players stepping up. And that's why I have Garrett Wilson and Sauce and Quinnen on this list, is because those are the 3 best players on this team, in my opinion. One of the top 3. And in this point of the season, you need your star players to step up the most. Obviously, there's other guys on the team that needs to play well, like a Michael Carter II, like a Quincy Williams, like a Jordan Whitehead, like a DJ Reed. But this is where the stars need to show and prove why they are stars. Quinnen Williams, he's due to get paid a lot of money. Well, Quinnen Williams, this is your time to prove why you're going to get paid a lot of money. He's already proved it, don't get me wrong. But this is not a game where we can afford Quinnen to disappear. And he hasn't had 1 game this year where he's disappeared. I mean, he has freaking 12 sacks as an interior defensive lineman. Do you have any idea how insane that is? So this is where Quinnen needs to have one of his better games. Has to have a sack, tackle for loss, and let's go, Quinnen. Let's go. Big time. So my final score predictions, folks, in this game, I got the Jets winning 24-20. I think the 24-point margin is the key. The Jets defense has been holding these teams to under 20 points in all these losses. So can this offense score 24? Can we get 3 touchdowns and a field goal? Can we get efficient? Can we win the turnover battle? And I think we will. I think the Jets snap their 4-game losing streak. Mike White is going to ignite a different energy with this team. They're going to rally behind Mike White. They're going to get efficiency. We're going to force turnovers. We're going to go into Seattle. It's not going to be easy. The Seahawks are a very quality team. They're very well coached. They got a lot of young talent on that roster. Geno Smith is playing great football. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy one, but I think that this team, if they want to be looked at as a playoff caliber squad, if the Jets fans want to go into the offseason extremely confident in Robert Saleh's job as the head coach, they have to win this game. Because you cannot, if you're Robert Saleh as the New York Jets head coach, go out there and lose 5 in a row to end off the season to miss the playoffs. That's not going to leave a good taste in Jets fans' mouths and the owners and the organization. A 7-4 start means nothing if you finish 5 straight losses. And if you lose 5 straight, who knows who will even beat the Dolphins? You can make it 6 straight losses at that point. Win this game. Make that game against the Dolphins meaningful. Because if we win against the Seahawks, no matter what happens against the Patriots and the Dolphins, say that even the Patriots beat the Dolphins, then we're going into that game against the Dolphins where all we have to do is beat the Dolphins, and the Bills, they got to beat the Patriots, and the Jets are in. And I think the Bills will be playing for something in that last week of the season, so I don't think the Patriots are going to be able to beat Buffalo. But we're still Miami Dolphins fans this weekend, by the way. Let's go Teddy Bridgewater. So this is it. You want to talk about it? Let's go. This is it. When you look at a playoff caliber team, this is where we're really going to see it. They disappointed us on Thursday night. I mean, bro, that was an embarrassment on Thursday Night Football. We were all sitting back and watching the entire world laugh at us. Same old Jets. Can't develop a quarterback. Zach Wilson's trash. He's a bum. Defense can't stop Trevor Lawrence. Yada, 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 yada. Well, Merry Christmas. Patriots lose. Dolphins lose. Raiders lose. Whoa, we're back. Oh, Mike White is healthy. Oh, shit. The Jets are actually back. If we can simply take care of our own business, I got confidence that we'll make the playoffs. And it starts against the Seahawks. Let's not look ahead against the Dolphins because that Dolphins game, guess what? Means nothing if we do not beat the Seattle Seahawks. It means nothing. So, the Jets have a chance to make the damn postseason. And I'm not shocked that we even have this chance because after that loss against the Jaguars, I thought it was all over. But there's a hope. And Jets fans deserve it. Jets fans deserve this hope because it's been 4 weeks of losing. I have the Jets schedule on my board right here, and I write a W and an L next to each game. And I'm sick of writing the L's, okay? We have 4 L's straight. It's painful. So painful to write those L's. And I know Jets fans are sick of seeing the L's and experiencing the L's. We know how to win, and let's go get the dub. Let's go get the dub. Mike White, what you going to do? You want to be the franchise quarterback for the New York Jets? Well, go win these last 2 games and make us in the playoffs, and let's make some noise in the postseason, Mike White. That's your only chance. Unfortunately for you, you had to get injured. You had to lose your job to Zach Wilson because of injury. Well, now you're back, and now you have a chance to win 2 games in a row to make the playoffs. And that will really make the offseason an interesting conversation because obviously the elephant in the room is Derek Carr's done. He could be a potential target for the Jets in the quarterback room. Jimmy G, you name it, right? We know that the Jets are going to be looking for a quarterback in the offseason. But if Mike White wants to do something and he wants to ball out and he wants to go out there and beat the Seahawks, and then he wants to go out there and beat the Dolphins, and then he wants to go into the playoffs, and maybe we don't win a game, but he plays very well, and we fall short. Or hell, what if we do win a playoff game with Mike White? Then all of a sudden, it's re-sign Mike White at all costs. He's the guy. Because he has an actual chance to win this organization over to prove to be the guy. The guy. Now, I don't want them to go out there with Mike White and that's it. I kind of want some depth at the quarterback room. My point is, Mike White has a chance here. And he has these last 2 games to prove himself. If he goes out there and stinks it up against the Seahawks or he plays well but we lose, he's not going to be the guy. I would still re-sign him 100% as the backup, though. It's another thing about Mike White, guys. I really hope, whether Mike White's the answer at quarterback or not, I want Mike White back. Because he is a very good backup quarterback, and everybody can admit that. Whether you're a Mike White fan or not, you need to re-sign that man no matter what. Unless there's a team out there that looks at Mike White as a starting quarterback, then he'll leave the Jets if the Jets don't view him as their starter. That's what it comes down to. Tua owns your poverty franchise at Zankles. Well, thank you for the $2. Tua can't even play against the Jets. We beat your asses 40-17 without him, and all I heard is Dolphins fans crying like, oh, we would have beat you if we had Tua. Even though before the week and before that game, all I heard is, we don't need Tua. Teddy Bridgewater will still beat you. And even Teddy gets hurt. We have Skylar Thompson, who's the new Tom Brady. 40-17. With Zach Wilson, by the way. Appreciate the $2. Thoughts on Jets with Jameis Winston? Never thought of that one. There's a lot of options in the quarterback market this year. Jameis Winston's personally not the top of my list. To be frank with you, my man. Appreciate the donation. But I don't think that is someone that I look at, and I think there is mutual interest. I mean, he can't even start for the Saints. I don't know if it's because of his back or his injuries, but, I mean, Winston's no scrub. But I think there's a lot of other quarterbacks out there. So, yeah, that's really my thoughts of that. You know who else is a free agent, guys? Geno Smith. And reversing him Sunday. Now, Geno's not been playing his best football as of late. And I'm hoping that he continues to stink on Sunday. But like all the quarterbacks that are available, Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson, pipe dream. Jimmy G, you can say Aaron Rodgers, I guess. You can say Tom Brady, I guess. You got, the next tier of guys is you got Sam Darnold, you got Geno Smith, you got Mike White, and please do not make it seem like all the quarterbacks I'm saying I want them to pursue. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you guys the players that will be available. Okay? Oh, Richie, why are you bringing up that name? We're not getting him. I'm not saying we are. I'm just giving you guys the list. So we'll see. I'll say this about Derek Carr. The only way I'm in on Derek Carr is if he comes with Devontae Adams. Package deal, bring him in. Okay? Can you imagine? Can we just think about just a hypothetical reality real quick? Derek Carr with Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson? With that defense? With Breece Hall returning? With Michael Carter? With Bam Knight? With hopefully improvements on the offensive line? Now that I can get behind. But that's not happening. So no need to even hypothetically think about it. But you never know. Anything can happen in this league. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I'll have to really think about I know that the Derek Carr situation is a very popular topic amongst Jets fans. I might make a whole video about that to give you guys my overall perspective of the Derek Carr situation, because it is definitely an option that I'm sure the Jets organization will consider. And I know we have Jets fans that want nothing to do with him, and we have some Jets fans saying, what do you mean you want nothing to do with him? He'll be the best quarterback this team has ever had in these past couple of weeks, in past years. But then you think about it, well, this team is ready to win. Why do we settle for mediocrity? Why not go out there and get one of the best quarterbacks available? So, I don't know. I prefer to shoot for the stars, get a guy like Lamar, maybe an Aaron Rodgers. I'm not sold on Tom Brady, to be honest. I know some people are bringing that up. I don't see that happening. But we got a game to worry about. We have a whole offseason to talk about the quarterback situation. We have a chance to make the freaking playoffs this season, and it starts on Sunday at 4 o'clock. Let's go. Mike White versus Geno Smith, Robert Saleh versus Pete Carroll, Sauce Gardner versus DK Metcalf, Tariq Woolen versus Garrett Wilson. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. I got confidence in my team to get the job done and snap their 4-game losing streak. We're going to get the job done. We're going to make some noise. We are going to do what we need to do. I'm going to have faith until my team is mathematically eliminated, baby. Let's go. All right? You should feel the same way. Let's go, Jets. We're going to be live for the game on Sunday. We're going to be live. Woo, that just makes me nervous. Carlos with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, my man. Carlos, $10. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, Richie. By the way, where's my Mets media? I'm a Dolphins fan, but I still listen to you when I can. I would love to take White in Miami next year, but Lamar is my main desire. So Carlos is referring to my other YouTube channels. I have other channels. I don't just cover the Jets. If you guys didn't know that, I also have a channel for the Knicks. I also have a channel for the Mets. I also have a channel for the entire NFL. And I've been inactive on my Mets media channel just because this season has been it's hard. Okay. It's hard to do it all alone, Carlos. It's hard to be able to cover the Mets and the Jets and the Knicks. I'm starting to realize. So I really just want to prioritize the Jets this season, just for, money purposes. The Mets media channel financially doesn't make sense for investing, but this Jets media channel, it makes sense for investing just where I'm at in my life in terms of a financial perspective. So this donation helps a lot, Carlos, and I appreciate you tuning into the Jets media, even as a Dolphins fan. And I'm hopeful that, Mets media will get some energy eventually, but there's no promises on that front. But hey, you'll take Mike White in Miami next year. He ain't going there, all right? I know that he is from South Florida. I know that he is actually a Dolphins fan, if anyone didn't know that. But Mike White ain't going to Miami. Please. That would hurt me. That will hurt me. That will hurt me. Appreciate the donation, Carlos. I appreciate that big time. Poppy with the $5. Thank you, my man. Richie, everyone says that this is a revenge game for Gino, but what about the revenge for us because he sucked in New York? Yeah, that's true. This is our revenge against Gino. Gino, you stunk with us, and now you're good? We're taking our vengeance on you. Why are you good now and not with us? And I will stand by this, by the way. I know that Ryan Fitzpatrick in that 2015 season broke a franchise record, but I think if Geno Smith did not get punched in the jaw in preseason, don't forget, Geno was the starting quarterback that year heading into that season when we went 10-6 and missed the playoffs. I think Geno Smith would have had his best season as the Jet quarterback, and history would have been completely different. I think Geno would have went out there with Brandon Marshall, with Eric Decker, and he would have been doing just exactly what Fitz did, but better. And that's been a bold take of mine for a while. And you can say, what if this, what if that? Well, don't forget, Geno got clocked in the jaw, which made Fitzpatrick the starting quarterback that season. And yeah, maybe I'm a little Geno. I have a soft spot for Geno, but that's it. That's my thoughts of Geno. But I'm down for revenge against him because he definitely did stink for us. He did stink for us. It's the reality of it, man. Guys, everybody do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button for your boy. Would greatly, greatly appreciate that. We have 141 of people watching this stream with only 52 likes. Hit that like button, guys. It really does help out the channel, man. It's a free of charge to hit the like button. Let's freaking go. Let's run it up. Let's get to 100 likes before the stream's all wrapped up, man. This has been a great, great, great show, man. My apologies for not being as active on the channel this week as usual. But don't you worry. We will be out there together leading up until the Seahawks game. We have a lot to break down and a lot to look forward to with this team. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens because we have a lot to get into, man. AFC's Roundtable was funny yesterday. Yeah, Brandon, it was. If you guys are not aware, the AFC's Roundtable is a YouTube channel that I represent the New York Jets. We have 3 other YouTubers representing the other members of the AFC East, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Bills. We go live once a week on Wednesday night. We also go live on Friday with different hosts. So check that out. That's in the description down below if you want to watch our show from last night. We got into some heavy debates. And I always look forward to that show every week. Whew. My guy Hennessy's in the chat. The roundtable is awesome. Thank you, Hennessy. Yeah, man, that roundtable is something special, and I'm so thankful to be part of it. I got recruited from Master at Work to join it, and I'm happy I was able to be on my phone at that moment when he messaged me, and I said yes before anybody else said yes, because if I didn't see that, I wouldn't be the host. It would be a different Jets person. Who knows who it would have been. But it's me, and I'm thankful for that. Because I don't know where this channel would be without me being on the AFC's roundtable, to be honest. All you Dolphins fans, Bills, Patriots, you guys wouldn't really know me if it wasn't for me on the roundtable. So I'm very thankful for that. And we have so much in store on that roundtable channel. You guys have no idea the stuff that we're working behind the scenes. We got a lot of brand deals to help us out to make this thing the best possible show. And it's only going to get bigger and bigger. Woo! All right, so we got more stuff to talk about on the channel tomorrow, of course, and I'm excited. I'm excited. This Jets team, they're going to take care of business. Jets will win against the Seahawks. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Manifesting it. I don't care if I've been wrong, but your boy is here until the Jets are no longer, which will never happen. So, hope you guys have a fantastic New Year's. And I love you guys through the ups, through the downs. Your boy's always going to be here. Everybody tuning into the Jets Media Show every day, thank you for that. Hitting the like button, thank you for that. Subscribe to the channel, thank you for that. Of course, all the donations, thank you for all of it. Can't thank you enough. Jets family, I don't know where I'd be without you, man. This is we're all in this together, right? All the highs, we experience it together. All the lows, we cry together. We're here. We're a tight-knit group. And let's go freaking make the playoffs. Okay? Let's go win the game. Let's go into Miami with a chance. Please, Saleh. Please, Mike White. Please, Jets. Come on. Please. Let's go into the new year with a win on New Year's Day. So happy New Year's, everybody. Enjoy the weekend. Your boy's out of here. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Let's go, Jets. I love you guys. Peace.